Anything that happens in the public arena that you see is light years behind what's happening in the underground bases and the secret projects. They don't just want a one world government and a one world central bank and a one world currency and all these other one worlds like the one world army. They want a one world religion. They are all playing the same game. They want to phase out gender into a new human. They talk about caring about people when what they seek to do to anyone that questions them or challenges them or has another opinion is to destroy them, right down to their ability to earn a living, getting them fired. I've awoken from my bed, but that of course is not what woke means. Woke means, are you solid gold asleep? And is the very inversion of awake, which is very appropriate, because the two things you see about the woke mentality is that they have an impossibility of seeing shades of gray. So everything's either black or white, literally or, figuratively. And the other thing is that they have this incredible obsession with inversion, where everything is upside down, which I'll come to. But there you have a classic straight away. Woke does not mean awake, it means fast asleep. And the woke mentality is pushing virtually every aspect of this global cult agenda. And the same cult billionaires and corporations are the funders of woke. So I think I might see a little connection there. The fundamental reason that someone is head of the Metropolitan Police or any other organization is that they can do the job, is that they are competent and capable and the right man or woman for the role. But woke doesn't consider those things. And this is where the whole mentality and the whole stability of the structure of society is being dismantled. When you put people in positions of power, not because they can do the job, the whole system is falling apart with this incompetence. The woke mentality is the creation of this global cult. They fund it, they control the teaching in the schools and the universities, where from the earliest age now, children and young people are indoctrinated and programmed with this woke mentality, where you have to tick boxes. It's not that someone's the best for the job, it's whether they are one of the boxes that have to be ticked. And this takes you, by definition, on into what we've become, which is a post-fact society. Woke is not interested in fact, it's only interested in promoting what it believes and what it wants. If facts and evidence get in the way, and so what you do with that is you transform the whole of the American government into a woke mentality. A woke mentality that doesn't consider facts important, only their agenda and all these other areas of the woke mentality, all of which turn out to be agenda of this cult. They support the censorship, they support the imposition, the centralized state imposition. They push political correctness, which is the manipulation of the population to silence itself. All these elements of the cult global agenda are being pushed by the woke mentality, while they're being referred to as liberal. They talk about caring about people, when what they seek to do to anyone that questions them or challenges them or has another opinion is to destroy them, right down to their ability to earn a living, getting them fired. The question that opens so many doors: who benefits? Who benefits from what's happened? Who benefits from the response to what happened? And well, you've laid out a number of the benefits, the problem, reaction, solutions that advance control and advance the war on men, which has been going on for such a long time. So in every way, Gaza, when you look at this woke mentality, which has been developed over a long period of time, like I say, through the schools and the universities, etc., and now has infiltrated mainstream society, the corporations enforce it, the government enforces it, schools enforce it even more than ever before. Every single aspect of it is a benefit to this global cult that has a deeply sinister, beyond sinister agenda for humanity. There is a non-human force behind this cult. This is ultimately the force that's driving this cult agenda for humanity, which is why it is so anti-human. Because ultimately it's not human. They don't care about humans. They don't just want a one world government and a one world central bank and a one world currency, digital, no cash, and all these other one worlds like the one world army. They want a one world religion. And what is the one world religion? It's worshipping of these gods. New World Order, which is the before the Great Reset, the New World Order was the code name for this transformation of human society by this cult. So when you see the way this has developed, anything that happens in the public arena that you see, that you hear of like this, is light years behind what's happening in the underground bases and the secret projects. So this is what we're seeing in the public arena, but it's worth just remembering that the real cutting edge outside the public arena is way beyond this, but this really does show the way it's going. They are all playing the same game. What you are doing is playing your role in what is designed ultimately to destroy you. You know, people had have seen what was coming and stopped cooperating with it and realized what was coming our way so that it wouldn't come our way, but that was never going to happen. You know, I said years ago that this has got to get really bad before we turn this around, because it's only when it gets bad that it focuses people's minds on the fact that the world's not like they thought it was and where the hell are we going. There's an obvious parting of the ways going on in the world, in that some people, and you can see it very clearly, are becoming more and more consumed by the programmed coma. The experience that I've had over the years, over the last 30 odd years, has shown me from my own experience, like no one wanted to know, just how big this awakening is in the last year. Because, you know, I've gone from being laughed at in the street to being stopped in the street all the time to talk seriously about the world and what's going on. There has been this big shift. And what we need to do, and in many ways it's a spiritual as well as a 5 sense world thing, is to move from the point of seeing it to the point of not cooperating with it. That's when we'll start to unravel it, because it depends on our cooperation to survive, of course. You know, there's two clear levels of us. I mean, we're multi-level, but I mean, there's two clear ones. There's the 5 sense perception, where the world can seem very frightening and very intimidating, and where fear reigns and rules, and where everything seems apart from everything else, and where everything seems limited, where we see ourselves as whatever labels we are given and give ourselves, and that's who I am. And the whole perception of human, and only human, is that you know, you've got a short time. You don't get pulled into the fear of it, because when you start to look at this force behind world events, it seems to be all powerful. That's how people perceive it, but it's not. The only power it has is the power we give to it. And you know, when they go in for all this censorship, as they have with me, they're not saying how powerful they are, they're saying how insecure they are. They own the global media, they own the banking system, they own governments, but they're so worried about one individual putting out this information that they have to censor them and delete them. So that's not a manifestation of power, that's a manifestation of insecurity.
Absolutely.
So these people are not as powerful as they appear to be. They've tricked us into giving our power to them. And when we take it back or stop giving it away, then this will unravel. And so in the end, people say, what's the answer? What are the solutions? But what is human society except the sum total of human perception, thus the sum total of human behavior? That's what it is. And if you change your perception and change your behavior, you change the world collectively. By doing it as an individual, you change your own life, but collectively we change the world. And so imagine if instead of being intimidated by these little boys in short trousers, this powerful cult, I'm terrified, we just said we're not cooperating with it. Use the power of no, and the world will change. We can bring this to an end tomorrow. It's just a matter of whether we're going to cooperate with our own enslavement or cease to do so. And that will change the world immediately, because they can't enforce what large amounts of the population will not do.